this news conference today. We're here to provide an important update on MWF 017, which is south of Fort McMurray. Today, we are joined by José Saint-Ange, Alberta Wildfire Information Officer, Jody Butts, Regional Fire Chief and Director of Emergency Management, and Mayor Sandy Bowman, Mayor of the Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo. Each of them will share a critical update regarding the current situation and our ongoing response efforts. After their updates, we will open the floor to questions from media and one follow-up question from each reporter. Thank you for your time, and we will begin with José.
Hello. Wildfire MWF 17 is still out of control, and its last known size was 9,602 hectares, but we know that it has grown since this size estimate was taken. The wildfire grew significantly to the northeast yesterday and continues to grow in that direction today. The wind is pushing it towards the town of Fort McMurray. As of 2:30 today, the closest point of the fire was about 8 kilometers from the Fort McMurray landfill and 13 kilometers from the intersection of highways 63 and 881. Smoke is impacting visibility, and it is difficult to determine accurate distances. We will continue to provide updates once we have better information. Fire activity is increasing on the northeastern edge of the wildfire, driven by winds from the southwest. We're seeing extreme fire behavior. Smoke columns are developing and the skies are covered in smoke. Firefighters have been pulled from the fire line for safety reasons. We continue to work on this wildfire with aerial support. Helicopters and air tankers are dropping water and retardant on the active edges of the fire. Today, winds are from the southwest at 20 kilometers an hour and gusting to 40 kilometers an hour. Unfortunately, these are not favorable winds for us, and the fire will continue to advance towards the town until we see a wind shift. We understand that this is a very stressful time for the community. I want to assure everyone that we are doing everything we can to limit the spread of this wildfire towards the community, and we will keep providing updates as more information becomes available.
Good afternoon, everyone. Earlier this afternoon, we entered into a state of local emergency, or a SOL. During emergencies, our main priority is the protection of life and property. So at 2 p.m. today, we issued a 2-hour mandatory evacuation order for Beacon Hill, Prairie Creek, Abasand, and Grayling Terrace. This means that residents need to be out of these neighborhoods by 4 p.m. today. Beacon Hill, Prairie Creek, Abasand, and Grayling Terrace are in the area where the fire could potentially spread. This is considered the interface area. It's a reason why this is so important is to clear them out so that we can mobilize our fire resources to fight this fire and defend these neighborhoods. We're confident that we have the resources to defend these areas, but we need people out of harm's way. All evacuees should register online through the My Alberta Emergency Registration System. Links to these resources are available on our website at rmwb.ca/alert. If you are unable to self-evacuate or evacuate with a neighbor or a family member, please report to your neighborhood's muster point. Again, muster points can be found on our website and through our social media channels. Those in need of accommodation or support should report to the Parkland 1 Registration Center in Lac La Biche. Evacuees are encouraged to leave Fort McMurray, but may remain in other neighborhoods if they wish. I also want to note that if you live in an area not under these evacuation orders, please allow these communities to evacuate first. It's important that we approach this in a safe and orderly and respectful manner. I've shared a lot of information, and you can find everything I've spoken on our website at rmwb.ca/alerts. The following, and please follow our social media channels. It's critical that you follow trusted sources for accurate information. It's also critical that you plug into that information. It's very important for me to note that this fire activity is very different than the 2016 Horse River wildfire. We have an abundance of resources, and we are well positioned to respond to this situation. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for joining us here today with the community. And I want to thank everyone in the community for trying to stay calm during this event we're going through right now. We're a community that's, for no fault of our own, an expert when it comes to emergency management. I've been in contact with the Premier, with our MLAs, as well as Minister Lowen, to assure us that all resources that are available are here in our region to assist with this. And one of the things Chief Butts mentioned, please get your information from credible sources such as Alberta Forestry or the RMWB website. And any information on evacuating, rmw.ca, you can go there. But know that the community's here behind you. We want to do everything we can to make sure everyone's safe. Be patient with your neighbors. Be thoughtful. This event right now brings back a lot of trauma to a lot of people in a lot of different ways. From the 2016 fires we experienced. And as Chief Butts mentioned, this is a completely different fire, but still brings back those same traumatic feelings. Be patient and caring with your neighbors, and we'll all work together to get through this.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your updates. If you have a question and you're a reporter on the line, can you please raise your hand on the Teams meeting? We are having some technical glitches behind the scenes, so just bear with us. If you do have a question, please raise your hand on Teams. Okay, first question comes from Sarah Ryan. George, can you unmute her, please? Okay, Sarah, can you please repeat your question?
Hi there, Sarah from Global News in Edmonton. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Great. I'm hoping you can give us an idea of the communities that have been evacuated. How many residents do you believe that impacts?
The communities or the neighborhoods that we've, as I mentioned before, were Beacon Hill, Grayling Terrace, Prairie Creek, and Abasand. We don't have the exact number at this time.
An estimation?
No, sorry, we don't have that.
You mentioned that that people can move to other neighborhoods of Fort McMurray, but there is an evacuation center in Lac La Biche. Do you want people to leave Fort McMurray? Like, is that
I want to recognize the anxiety that this brings, certainly to those residents that were here in 2016, and to those that this is their first experience and have heard the stories. They need to make as best decision as they can for them. What I want to express to everyone that there's resources for you outside of McMurray, but there's also the support and there's a support within our community still. So that's going to be the decision of them, whoever, to make that decision.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Next question. Okay, this one is not named, but can you, switch your camera on. We're having some issues with our Teams platform. So if you are media and you are asking a question, please turn your camera on. Your camera stream will not be visible on our live feed, but it's the only way that we can get your questions heard right now. So George, which number is in the queue? 587433 number. Okay, we're going to go to the next media question. If we are not able to get to media's questions right now, we're going to take a quick break and get back to media as soon as we can. This was something that came together relatively quickly, as I'm sure you can imagine. So if we aren't able to address media's questions right now, we will get back to you with a more coordinated and more accessible avail in the very near future. So just bear with us. We've got a lot of things on the go. If you have any follow-up questions in your media, please get in touch with our media address and we'll be in touch with you soon. George, I'm assuming there are no more questions in the queue. Is that right? Okay, we're going to end today's avail here and we'll do our best to follow up with reporters. Thank you so much.